The topic is family life and relationships, and we're fortunate again to have with us Dr. Thelma Hunter to talk about some aspects of family life and relationships, as well as the extension program at Tennessee State University. And of course, Dr. Sanders Hunter, what we'd like to do now is to give you an opportunity perhaps to sort of bring to a conclusion some of the information dealing with grandparents, and to look at some of the other programs that you're involved in at Tennessee State University and some of the activities that our audience is probably interested in this morning. Let's do that for this segment.
Most certainly. We mentioned earlier that we do carry our programs to the community. So basically this is our mission. We seek to help to educate and inform individuals, limited resource individuals and families in both the rural and urban areas. And we work with other agencies and organizations as well as small farmers. But with regards to the grandparenting program, as I mentioned, we do take the university into the communities. So we will respond to individuals who have a need and would like to receive information and or training, and we're also looking for volunteers to help us to conduct our programs, because we do have a limited staff, and we will train volunteers so that grandparents and other relative caregivers can become apprised to what they can do, what they need to know with regards to the responsibilities that they have assumed.
Is this a large element of the population that we're talking about? When you talk about grandparents who are raising grandchildren, et cetera, sometimes you get the impression that it might not be that many. How widespread is this activity?
It has been reported, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, that there are approximately 4 million individuals who are involved in raising their grandchildren.
So this is not a small operation?
No, no, it's very wide scale. And of course, the urban areas in the Tennessee area would be Shelby County with the largest population, Davidson County, then Hamilton and Knox counties certainly have a large population of grandparents who are taking care of their grandchildren. So before we leave this morning, though, I would be happy to give my telephone number to you, so that if individuals have a need or want my services, I would be happy to respond to their requests. The other aspect of what I am doing with regards to my responsibilities, I'm focusing on nutrition and consumer education, and I mentioned we have recently received funding for this particular program. And within the African American population, there are certain risk factor diseases that are very prevalent among the population. So we seek to work with limited resource families and individuals so that they can become aware of what they need to do with regards to changing their lifestyles and their behavior. So we are going to be located in 3 counties, 3 urban counties, Shelby County, Davidson County, and Hamilton County, where we have already set up staff here in Davidson County, but to work with the community in the low rent housing areas, to work with families and individuals where they can change their eating patterns and eating habits to reduce their intake of high-fat food, you know, high-sodium foods and sweets and sugars, and to concentrate more on more wholesome intake of foods.
Now, what are some of the diseases that you generally talk about that you can associate with nutrition and et cetera?
Well, there's obesity, diabetes, hypertension, and cardiovascular diseases that individuals are suffering from. And the reason being is that many people choose to eat what is culturally familiar to them rather than to eat what is more vital to them with regards to sustaining a healthy lifestyle. And many people do not get enough physical activities. We are seeing an increase of young people who are overweight, and these young people are also suffering from juvenile diabetes, as well as obesity.
That, I understand, that's a real problem, juvenile diabetes among these young. To speak to that from your nutritional point of view.
Well, from our point of view, we do not give a prescription as far as medicine is concerned, but what we do, we encourage the intake of more fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, and the grains, rather than to concentrate more on fast food, and I refuse to say junk food, but to reduce intake of the fast food, chips, candy, sodas, and what have you. And we're seeing that schools are also stocking vending machines that consist of chips, candy, soda. So the message that we would like to convey to the schools is that they perhaps stock their machines with water, juices, dried fruits, something that will be better rather than the high-fat snacks that they offer the students. And to encourage the young people, because of the decrease in different programs in the schools, physical education is on a decline. And many young people, they don't exercise in school. They come home, many of them are couch potatoes. They don't get a lot of exercise when they are at home. Many watch television many hours during the day rather than to engage in more physical activities that will help them, you know, to really control their weight.
Now, I understand this is really a national problem. I mean, that these young people are impacted by this disease at an age that it has never occurred before, and it has long-range implications for the health of the nation, period. Is that what we're saying?
It is. And one of the things that I can really appreciate coming from the U.S. Department of Agriculture is that the Undersecretary is quite concerned about the increase of the young people who are suffering from obesity and from juvenile diabetes as well. And so what we aim to do is to convey the educational information to help families and individuals to change their patterns.
And so the extension program, as we make preparations, Dr. Hunter, for this second commercial break, we can say the extension program at Tennessee State University is still reaching out across the state of Tennessee, attempting to try to deal with some of the major issues that we have to face, and some of the issues that some of us are not even aware of. For example, this grandparent program. I think many of us probably saw grandparents from a different perspective than the one that you're bringing us today. And of course, we're getting ready for our second commercial break, after which we'll come back and we'll give you an opportunity to sort of round this out. And we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break. Dr. Thelma Hunter